Ryan just bought a car, $40,000, financed over 84 months, nothing down. The payment is $604, and it fits. 30 days later, his first payment clears. He owes $39,630. The car is worth $36,000. He's $3,630 underwater before his second payment, and there's an exact month where that flips. Almost nobody gets there. We're going to find that month, and then we're going to find out why Ryan will never see it. Because this isn't a story about a bad dealer, or a bad car, or a bad decision. Ryan negotiated the price. He shopped the rate. He did everything you're supposed to do. Across town, Kevin bought the same car, same price, same rate, same week. Kevin was never underwater, not one single day. The difference between them costs $30 a month. Zero down felt like winning. No cash out of pocket, keys the same afternoon. The dealer framed it as a favor, and in that moment, it is won. He drove it off the lot on a Saturday. And the first thing that happens to a new car has nothing to do with Ryan. A vehicle loses about 10% of its value in the first month off the lot. Not from wear, not from mileage, from one thing: it stopped being new. That's where the $3,600 came from, not from Ryan. From the calendar, 800 miles is enough to make a car used, and used is a different price. He hadn't done anything yet. He'd driven to work and back. So where did the gap come from? It came from two curves, moving in opposite directions at exactly the same time. The first curve is the loan, and a loan doesn't pay down evenly. Interest lives at the front. In Ryan's first month, $604 leaves his account. $233 of it never touches the car at all. That's rent on the money. Only $371 actually reduces what he owes. His balance barely moves. The second curve is the car, and a car doesn't lose value evenly either. Depreciation also lives at the front. The steepest drop a vehicle will ever take happens in the first 12 months. Roughly a fifth of its value, gone in year one alone. Look at what that means. The thing he owes falls slowly. The thing he owns falls fast. Both are front-loaded in opposite directions. The space between those two lines has a name. It's called negative equity. And it isn't something that happened to Ryan. It's the shape of the deal he signed. The dealer didn't create that gap. The loan created it. It was in the paperwork before he turned the key. Which brings us back to the question. The two lines are moving. Eventually, the balance falls below the value, and they cross. That's the month Ryan stops being underwater. On his contract, $40,000, 7%, 84 months, nothing down. That month is 48, 4 years. And for every day of it, if Ryan's car is stolen or totaled, or he simply needs out, the sale price does not cover what he owes. He writes a check for a car he no longer has. There is a product that covers exactly that. It's called gap insurance. It's sold at the same desk, on the same afternoon, and at a dealership, it typically runs $400 to $700 folded into the loan, so you pay interest on it too. The same coverage bought through your own insurer costs somewhere between $20 and $100 a year. Read that slowly. They sell you a policy to protect you from a gap the loan creates. The finance department makes money creating the hole and makes money again selling you the cover for it. And it isn't a scam. If you're underwater, you need it. But hold on to one detail, because it comes back later. A standard gap policy typically won't cover negative equity you rolled in from a previous loan. Nobody ever asks the obvious question, why is there a gap to insure in the first place? And here is what that finish line actually pays him. At month 48, Ryan has paid $29,000 into this car. His balance is $19,552. The car is worth $19,652. $100. That's the prize. 4 years, $29,000. And he surfaces with $100 of equity. That's not a punishment. That's just the arithmetic of what he signed. Now Kevin, same $40,000 car, same 7%. Kevin put $8,000 down, 20%, and took 60 months instead of 84. His payment is $634 a month. Read that again. Kevin's payment is higher, $30 a month higher. On paper, at the desk, Kevin took the worst deal. 30 days later, Kevin's balance is $31,553. His car, the same car, same lot, same week, is worth $36,000. He is $4,447 ahead in month 1. Kevin's crossover month is month 1. He was never underwater. There was no gap to close because the gap never opened. Run both men to month 30, 2.5 years in. Same car, same mileage, same wear. Ryan owes $27,896. The car is worth $25,160. He is $2,736 in the red. Kevin owes $17,392. Same car, same value. He is $7,768 in the black. $10,504 apart. Same vehicle, same rate, same month. And if you're about to say that Kevin only got there because he had $8,000 to put down, you're right. So let's count all of it. By month 30, Kevin has put in $8,000 at the desk plus $30 extra a month. Call it $8,900 more than Ryan in cash out of pocket. And he's $10,500 ahead. So the $8,000 isn't the reason he's winning. It's an $8,900 deposit that has already returned $1,600, and it's still paying every month in interest he simply never owes. $30 a month and one decision about where the money sat. So why did Ryan take 84 months? Because it was cheaper. That's not stupidity. That's the whole point of the product. 60 months on the same loan, nothing down, would have been $792 a month. 84 months brought it to $604. $188 a month back in his pocket. That's real money. That's groceries. Here's what those $188 cost him. $3,189 in extra interest and 30 extra months underwater. The 60-month loan crosses over at month 18. The 84 crosses at 48. He didn't buy a cheaper car. He bought a longer sentence. And now the part that should be illegal to leave out. If Ryan had put 10% down, $4,000 on that same 84-month loan, his payment would have been $543. Cheaper, $61 a month cheaper than the zero-down deal he took. And instead of 4 years underwater, he skims the waterline, a couple of $100 under for about a year in the middle, and clear for good by month 30. His worst moment would have been $240 under. Ryan's worst moment was $3,630. Same car, same rate, same term, $4,000 at the desk. The version of this deal that keeps him above water is the version with the smaller payment. Nobody at the desk mentions that because nobody at the desk is asked. Ryan doesn't know any of this. What he knows is that his payment is $604. It clears every month and the car is fine. So go back to that month 30. 2,736 in the red 18 months from the surface, and no idea either number exists, because that's when life shows up. The warranty is running out. There's a noise the shop can't reproduce. His sister has a baby and the back seat suddenly matters, and a dealership emails him, "Your vehicle is in high demand. We'd like to make you an offer." 18 months from owning something, and nobody ever told him the number existed. So he goes in, and the salesman does the math out loud. In the friendliest possible way. You owe $27,896. We can give you $25,160 for it, so you're a little short, but don't worry, we'll just roll it in. We'll just roll it in. Those 5 words are the whole video. The $2,736 Ryan is short does not disappear. It does not get forgiven. It gets added to the next loan. The new car costs $40,000. Ryan finances $42,736. He is now borrowing money for a car he will never drive again and paying 7% on it for the next 84 months. His new payment is $645, and 30 days later, on the new car, he owes $42,340. The car, brand new, 800 miles, is worth $36,000. $6,340. Underwater, day 1, more than twice the hole he just left. He didn't get out of the hole. He moved into a bigger one and took the old one with him. And remember that detail from earlier. The gap policy he'll be offered on this car, the one that protects him if it's stolen or totaled, typically won't cover the $2,736 he rolled in. That part isn't the new car's depreciation. That's old debt riding along. So if this car burns down next Tuesday, he pays that out of his own pocket for a car that's sitting on somebody else's lot with a price tag in the window. And the crossover month? On the first car, it was 48. On this one, it's 53. The finish line didn't just stay where it was, it moved further away. If that sounds like an edge case, it isn't. It's the market. According to Edmunds, in the second quarter of 2026, nearly 3 in 10 trade-ins toward a new vehicle were underwater. The average amount owed on those trade-ins was $6,884, a record for a second quarter. Look at that number again, 6,884. Ryan's first car put him 2,736 in the hole. That's a clean scenario. He didn't overpay, he wasn't already carrying debt, he just took the deal he was offered. One rollover later, he's 6,340 under. That puts him about $500 from the national average. One lap, one clean, ordinary lap. The average isn't made of reckless people, it's made of people who did this once. And the cost is measurable. Buyers who roll negative equity into a new loan carry an average monthly payment of $944 against an industry average of $777. Over the life of that loan, they're projected to pay $16,270 in interest against $9,811 for the average new car buyer. $6,500. That's the price of 5 words at a desk. And here's the number that should stop you. Edmunds reports the average age of an underwater trade-in is 4.0 years. 4 years, 48 months. That's Ryan's crossover month, the month his clean textbook contract finally puts him $100 above water. So picture the average underwater trade-in. It has been paid on for exactly that long, and it is still $6,884 short. Same clock, still short. The contract says 48 is the finish line. Reality says 48 isn't close. Ryan's version surfaces on schedule because Ryan started clean. One car, no rollover, nothing behind him. Almost nobody is starting clean. They're 4 years into a loan that was already carrying the last one. The finish line isn't where the contract puts it, it's wherever the last lap left it, and every lap moves it further out. So they're not failing to escape, they're running toward a line that keeps moving and calling each lap an upgrade. Now the honest part, because there are real situations where Ryan's decisions make sense, and skipping them would be selling you something. If you need the car and you don't have the cash, 0 down isn't a mistake, it's the only door. A longer term that you can actually pay beats a shorter one that you default on. Nobody underwater on an 84-month loan is worse off than somebody with no car and no job. If the vehicle is genuinely unsafe, or the repair bill is approaching the value of the car, get out. Equity is not worth a breakdown on the highway with a child in the back. Being upside down is a number. That is a life. And if you're offered 0% financing, the entire calculation changes. There's no interest living at the front, so your balance falls in a straight line and you surface far sooner. Though it's worth knowing that in the second quarter of 2026, just 1.2% of new car buyers actually got a 0% loan. It peaked at over 24% back in 2020. That door is mostly closed now. What none of those situations change is the number. You can trade underwater on purpose. Just do it knowing what it costs. Because this was never about one car. Ryan is 31. He has 40 years of driving left. And he has just learned, without knowing he learned it, that when the payment gets uncomfortable or the car gets boring, there is a desk that will make it disappear. Run that reflex across those 40 years. Trade, roll, reset, trade, roll, reset. He never reaches month 48. Not once. Not because he can't, because every time he gets close, he starts over. He will spend 40 years making car payments and never own a car. And the balance he carries will get bigger every lap, because each rollover is added to the next loan and charged interest and stretched over a longer term. That's not a metaphor. Social media has a name for it now. They call it the car loan doom loop. Kevin keeps each car 7 years, so his 40 years look like this. 60 months of payments, then 24 months of nothing. Then he does it again. Same cars, same roads. 2 full years every cycle, with no car payment at all. He isn't smarter than Ryan. He isn't more disciplined. He asked one question at the desk that Ryan never thought to ask. When does this loan stop costing me more than the car is worth? Nobody offers you that number. You have to want it. And here it is. Ryan never chose to be underwater. Nobody does. Nobody sits at that desk and decides to owe more than they own for 4 years. That's not a decision anyone makes. He chose a payment, that's all. He looked at $604, and he looked at $792, and he chose the one that fit. Everything else, the 4 years underwater, the 2,736 he rolled, the finish line moving to 53, all of it came free with that choice. He was never shown the rest of it because the rest of it isn't on the form. The payment is the only number they put in front of you. The crossover is the only number that matters. And you can find it in 5 minutes. Take your payoff amount. It's on your statement. Take your car's actual trade value. Any valuation site will give it to you in 30 seconds. Subtract. If the second number is smaller, you're underwater, and every month you keep paying moves the 2 lines closer. Then hold one question next to it. Am I trading because this car failed, or because I'm tired of it? If the car failed, go. If you're just tired, you're about to buy the same problem for more money on a longer term and hand a stranger the 4 years you already paid for. The gap was never a surprise. It was a term. The math never lies.